Have you ever wondered why football goals are exactly this big? Not smaller, not wider. Because if you change the size by even a little bit, football starts to change in ways most people never expect, and some of the greatest moments in football history might never have happened at all. Think about it. Out of everything on a football field, the goal is the one thing every player is trying to reach. Every attack, every pass, every shot, everything is ultimately aimed at getting the ball into this rectangle. So who decided how big it should be, and why didn't they make it larger or smaller? Let's imagine something crazy. What if football goals were twice as wide? At first, that sounds amazing. More goals, more excitement, more celebrations. But after a few matches, something strange would happen. Goalkeepers would become almost powerless. Long shots would fly into the net constantly. Defenders would struggle to protect so much space, and suddenly, scoring wouldn't feel special anymore. When goals happen all the time, they actually become less exciting. The tension disappears. The drama disappears. And football starts feeling like a completely different sport. Now let's go in the opposite direction. Imagine goals that are only half their current size. Suddenly, even simple finishes become difficult. Shots that normally sneak inside the post now hit the frame. Goalkeepers save almost everything. Defenders become much harder to beat. And scoring a single goal becomes a massive achievement. At first, that sounds challenging, but after enough 0-0 matches, us fans would probably get frustrated because football needs goals. Not too many, not too few, just enough. And that's the secret. Football isn't trying to maximize goals. It's trying to balance them. A goal should be difficult enough to earn, but possible enough to keep every attack exciting. That's what creates suspense. Every time a player shoots, you genuinely don't know what's about to happen. Today, a football goal is exactly 7.32 meters wide and 2.44 meters tall. Those numbers sound strangely random, almost like somebody pulled them out of a hat, but they actually come from England. When football's rules were first standardized, measurements were made in feet rather than meters. The goal was set at 24 feet wide and 8 feet tall. When football spread across the world, those dimensions stayed, and they eventually became the international standard. But here's the fascinating part. Nobody sat down with a supercomputer. Nobody used advanced mathematics. Nobody ran thousands of simulations. Yet somehow, football ended up with dimensions that create an incredible balance between attackers and goalkeepers. A striker can score a brilliant goal. A goalkeeper can make an unbelievable save. Neither side completely dominates the other. And that's exactly what keeps matches interesting. Here's a simple way to think about it. Look at a goalkeeper standing in the middle of the goal. They're big, they're athletic, they cover a lot of space, but they can't cover everything. There are always tiny gaps, tiny opportunities, tiny moments of weakness, and that's what gives attackers hope. If goalkeepers could cover the entire goal, football would become boring. If they couldn't cover enough of it, football would become chaotic. The current size sits right between those extremes. Many sports have changed over time. Rules change, equipment changes, field dimensions change, but football's goal size has remained almost untouched for more than a century. Why? Because it works. The balance feels right. Fans enjoy it. Players adapt to it. And the sport grew into the most popular game on earth using these exact dimensions. Football looks simple, but almost everything on the pitch exists for a reason. If you learned something today, then maybe you don't know football yet. Hit subscribe, and let's change that.